See, actually, I'm not checking the chat box now. So those who like, if you're it is not audible or if I have lost connection, you have to either call me or you have to unmute yourself and you have to tell. If you're online, you have to unmute. Otherwise, you have to call, because I am not checking the chat box now. In the last video what I had sent, I got to know that it was not audible. Okay, the video again I tried recording it, the same problem was there. So I left it. Now again I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, so we were dealing with levels behind the IoT system. Actually, we can categorize it as these 7 levels broadly. That is device platform. Okay, it consists of hardware and software, then microcontrollers, then the software what we develop. Okay, for our particular web application, then connecting and networking. Okay, whatever like, because we need to transmit data, receive data, these things come. So naturally that communication system comes into picture. So it is connecting those and networking. Then actually server. Okay, to control we need a server and web programming. Then actually a cloud platform, okay, for storage and computing. So here actually it is like whether you want to store it or you want to compute it immediately and get the result, that is left to the application. But cloud platform is required in IoT. Okay, if it is any other type of communication, then may not be required. Cloud platform may not be required in that, but in case of IoT we need cloud platform. Then comes data analytics. Again, this is optional. Okay, for visualization and machine learning, these are optional depending on the application. So in the first one was the hardware. In the hardware, actually, we have these many kind. Okay, all these things you need to by heart. Arduino, Raspberry Pi, Intel, Edison, and so many things. So these are the hardware available. Okay, then in the integrated development environment, that is IDE and software. Okay, we have Eclipse, okay, IoT stack, and so on. Again, in software we have Eclipse IoT, okay, RIoT OS, and so on. These are the hardware. Actually, this in one sentence you can write. Okay, hardware, IDE, all those levels. Okay, these are the embedded devices. Okay, or M2M communication. This M2M communication we will be studying now. That is machine to machine communication protocol. So for that, actually, what are the requirements? Depending on that, you will go whether it is HTTP or MQTT, whatever it is. Okay, then communication, which type of communication you are preferring? Is it Zigbee, Bluetooth, Ethernet, that is wired communication? What type is it? Okay, then comes network protocol. Because for type of communication what you use, protocol has to be selected. Okay, for Zigbee, one type of one standard is there. Wi-Fi or WiMAX, if you go again, another standard is there. So depending on that, okay, matched network protocol you have to adopt. Now these are the software platforms on which you can work and you can uh, develop the your develop your application. Okay. Next is, as I said, it is in the cloud, analyzing and visualizing. Now analyze, once actually the network is established, the data from the hardware is sent. Okay, see the streaming of data. Okay, then storage of data. Okay, then if required, predictive analytics is, okay, our data visualization is done at the cloud. So that level comes in analyzing and visualizing. See, in all applications, okay, all the functions need not be done. Whatever, okay, for some cases it is only collecting the data and storing it. Collecting the data and storing it, you are not computing it anyway. So that is also possible. In some of the cases, as the data arrives, you need to process it and you may have to reroute it somewhere else. That is also possible in the cloud. The last level, okay, what we can categorize is, okay, analytics and machine learning. Okay, now this is again, as I said, it is optional. Now analytics, it is done at the cloud. Analytics is now from the previous data, okay, previous history of data, whatever you have taken, you are analyzing. That is, I mean, using machine learning, all those data are taken as the um, not as the test file, it is taken as the training file. Okay, previous data are taken as the training file, and your machine will come to a conclusion that, okay, if a threshold value something, if it is kept above that, if it comes, give one indication, below that if it comes, give another indication. So that is actually machine learning. So the present data, when it comes, that is considered as the test data, and along with the previous data, okay, that is the training data, it is matched, and it the result or the output or whatever prediction you want, that you can get it. So that is the last level in the IoT this thing. What is that? IoT designing. Okay. Now, major components in the IoT systems are sensors. First one is, then control units. In sensors, we have two types. One is analog sensor. Okay. One is digital sensor. Now, in analog sensor, okay, so examples are, okay, thermistor, pressure gauge. We have biological sensors. We have chemical sensors, physical sensors, mechanical sensors, like this. Okay, many type of sensors we will be having. Uh, Analog sensors. Actually, analog sensors, sometimes it is sent in the same this thing. Okay, sometimes it is processed and then it is sent to the control system. Okay, then comes digital sensor. In that, actually, metal sensor, proximity sensors are some of the examples. More about sensors we will be studying in the further modules. Okay, next comes our control unit. So most commonly used control unit in the IoT is a microcontroller unit. Okay. Or else you can also have a custom chip, okay, or a core in an VLSI or an SoC. So this is also possible, but most commonly used one is the microcontroller. Okay, see the some of the examples are given here: Atmega 328, Atmega 32U4, and ARM Cortex. So many things are there. So this, actually, I'll be giving it as an homework. Okay, now this is the like internal parts of a microcontroller minimum. Okay, processor you should have, RAM, okay, internal flash, timers, programmable IO ports, okay, general purpose IO ports, serial IO ports, pulse width modulator, analog to digital converter if it is required, then communication network interface, what type of communication you are using, based on that, okay, interfacing you need to do. So these are the internal parts. Okay. Now these are the Arduino boards, which includes, see, it is given, and you might be knowing it: Wi-Fi, Ethernet, USB port, and so many things. Okay, it runs on Linux. Okay. Now everybody can take down this homework. I'll give 2 minutes to take down. Next class, I'll be calling randomly. You may have to come online and you may have to give the features. Okay. Survey and list the features of IoT development boards. Okay, Hitesh from A section, come online. Hitesh from A section.
Hello, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you can hear now.
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, now have you taken down the question? Survey and list the features of
Yes,
IoT
ma'am. The
development
features of
boards.
IoT develop. Yes, ma'am.
Pardon? You have taken it, right?
Yes, ma'am. I've taken that. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fine. You can mute yourself. Now, this thing answer I'll be asking in the next online class, and I can ask anybody randomly. I need the answer for that. Okay. Whichever you can browse, whichever like IoT development boards you get. Okay. In that, what are the features? Is there any difference in that? You need to tell me. Okay. Next, coming to wireless sensor network. Okay, in detail about this wireless sensor network, we will be studying in the fourth module. But actually, what are these wireless sensor network? The introduction is in the first module also. So let us see what it is. Okay, is a distributed network, and it comprises a large number of, okay, self-directed, tiny, low powered devices called sensor nodes. Okay, it's also called as modes. Now, but sensor node or the node is the most used word. Now actually, see, these sensors, like we have to place it in a remote area where actually accessing is difficult, human accessing is difficult. In such places also we can place this sensors, which will be continuously or in the regular interval will be sending the data to the controller. Okay, so this is the actually main purpose of the wireless sensors. So the network consisting of such many sensors are called as wireless sensor networks. Okay, now sensor, as we have already learned, it can be analog or digital. Okay, depending on the application. Sensors. Now sensors, see some sensors, if we, you want to check the humidity of a place, then in one some remote place, okay, so you place a sensor over there, maybe continuously it is sending, okay, rainfall, continuously it is sending the data. So in that way we can measure continue, we can get continuous data. In some sensors will be there, okay, like which for example, at the for any field, okay, maybe at night, paddy field or any such fields, okay, for crop, at night some wild animals may attack or it may destroy your crop. So in that case sensors can be placed at various places at the borders, okay, wherever you fence it. Then uh, actually it will not give you any indication at any time of at all point of time. Only if that is stamped, okay, or that is crossed by the any animal or anybody, pressure is fallen on that, put on that, then only it will send you the data. Okay, so such type of sensors also are there, that is also a part of wireless sensor network. So depending, those are nodes. Now how many nodes you put depends on what application, okay, how important it is, okay, that application. So based on that you will decide the number of sensors. Okay, because too many sensors also we don't want to put. Okay, optimization is also one of the major concern in this wireless sensor network, because the sensors should have the what you call power within it. For it to work it should have the power. So how actually it will get the power? Some sensors actually it can be installed within the body. Okay, so how, whether it is self generating power or power has to be given externally, so depending on all those, the complexity of the network increases. Okay, so these nodes, sensor nodes, are the one which uh, acts or it works according to your requirement. Okay, see, in a wireless sensor network, thousands of inexpensive miniature devices capable of computing, communication, and sensing, okay, are available. Okay, now comes a wireless sensor node. See, some can be, this is not all, okay, some can be autonomous. Autonomous is what is autonomous? It is independent. Okay, it is independent, it has independent computing power and capability to send requests and receive responses and data forward and routing capabilities. So one node can be of that type also. So something like what at present what you know is as a router. Okay, I can consider it as a wireless sensor node. Okay, because it has the computing ability. Okay, it can generate the power by itself. Okay, it can send the request to send the data, Okay, or it can give a response to the request. That means by sending the data, it is giving the response to the request. So both are possible. Okay, transceivers, transmission is also there, reception is also there. Okay, and some cases, not all, some cases, routing capabilities. Routing capability is different. Simple routing is different. Routing capability is like it will check the what you call, it will check the best route among, like see, from one node to and a second node, node A to node B. It is not necessary to have a single path or single link. You can have many links. So among these links, which one to select? Okay, which is the most suitable one? You can decide that in the node itself. That is also possible. Again, I repeat, not in all nodes. You can have such nodes, that's all. Not in all nodes. Okay, most of the, what I said, the simple example what I gave is not, it doesn't have such capacity. It is just when the pressure is put on that, it will send the data, that's it. It will send the data to its connected control unit. Okay, but you can have a routing capability node also. Okay, see, these are the like some of the type which you will be studying in the other subjects also. See, this is called as a star topology. In this star topology, all nodes are connected to one central node. Okay, this node is now suppose if this node wants to connect to this, then it has to run through this. It has to connect via this. So this is star topology. Okay, if you ask me where these topologies are used separately, okay, like we can say depending on the application. Now we can like in general we can't say, but in general I can say that okay, mesh topology is used in most of the cases. Okay, mesh topology will be used. Now this is peer-to-peer topology. Okay, the, where is that previous one? Okay, this is the peer-to-peer topology. Okay, so here this may be having only the transmission to this connected node. From here we have actually mesh. This can't connect to any other one directly. So this is again peer-to-peer. Next, applications of wireless sensors network. Okay, you can study or you can continuously monitor the habitat and ecosystem. Okay, seismic monitoring, civil structural health monitoring. Okay, that is to let me tell you, to gauge the uh, what you call, to gauge the age of the building. Okay, any monument or any structure, any bridge. Okay, how good it is. Okay, how good it is in the sense, how are they measuring? When the vehicle passes on that, they will be knowing per day how many vehicle passes. When the vehicle passes over there, what is the tension, okay, or the vibration of is on the bridge. Okay, whether that bridge structure is able to handle that. If so, for how long it is able to handle per day, if how many tension, if it falls, okay, what is the rupture happens, then actually you can find. So this is civil structural health monitoring is also possible. Monitoring groundwater contamination. Okay, rapid emergency response, industrial process monitoring. Okay, in industrial process monitoring, it is usually in the mining or wherever a large amount of heat or pressure is involved, where actually human intervention, okay, is not advisable. There you will be going for sensors. Okay, perimeter security and surveillance. Okay, now the components. Okay, in the wireless sensor network, the components, if you see, okay, the, like broadly categorized. See here, sensing unit is there. It consists of sensor and ADC if it is required. If it is required. Okay. Then processing unit will be there. Okay, processor and memory. Okay, then transceiver. This is for the communication. Okay, transceiver unit. It may accept the request or it may response to the request. Responding to the request is by sending the data or whatever like control signals it has to send. Okay, by sending that. Okay, now power unit, check here. Power unit will be there. This power unit, okay, has to give the power to GPS, okay, which gives the connection from the remote sensors, okay, motor, then all these. Okay, for each unit, power unit has to send the power. So designing, like you people are searching for a project right nowadays. So designing a low power consumption sensor network is also a one of the good area for you all to, okay, how actually a minimum power consumption takes place in the, because these sensors are kept at the remote places. Okay, every now and then you can't go and charge it and come, or else if you get yeah, sometimes they are doing it at present that only, okay, because no other method is available. But if you are able to design like due to some sources, energy is generated over there itself, which is sufficient for all these. Okay, so calculation should be there, how much every unit is utilized, so like that you can think of. Okay, this is a, see, this is a power generator. From there actually it is distributed to uh, all the units, okay, major units which is there in the sensor network. Okay, now what are the challenges? Okay, well, as I said, first thing is it should be energy efficient. Okay, energy efficient, because it is autonomous. It is it is placed in the remote place, so it has to be energy efficient. Then responsiveness. Okay, it should be like the moment we want, the response should be quick. It at many cases, sometimes may not be, the responsiveness may not be the major criteria, depends on the application. Okay, robustness, okay, self configuration and adaptation. Okay, adaptation to the changes. Okay, because the conditions, environmental conditions or any other physical conditions, like it is not predictable sometimes. It is not predictable sometimes, it may vary. Okay, so in that time, adaptation and reconfiguring itself, okay, that is a challenging for the sensor. If the sensor, okay, what you call, the tolerance level of the sensor is very low, okay, just from the set value, if or the expected value, if the variation is very little and the sensor can't sense that, then it is of no use. Okay, so reconfiguration for the changes is very much required. Okay, scalability. Okay, like scalability, sometimes the collected data is very high. Okay, but that we cannot send it through the, to send that through the thing wireless, it may require too much of power. Okay, too much of data is required. In that case, what we can do is we can compress that. Okay, we can scale it down, and then that data is compressed data is sent through the wireless network. So in that case, what am I doing? I am saving, trying to save the power. To transmit a lengthy signal, I will require a high power, which actually I cannot afford. So if I go for a scalability, compressing at that point itself, then actually compressed data can be sent. That is also actually work, like work is done, but still that is an area for you all to think of. Okay, heterogeneity. That is a like it will get adjusted. It should get adjusted to different type of control units. Okay, that privacy and security, that actually you will be configuring it. It is not that later on it can reconfigure. In the beginning itself you are configuring it, okay, for the uh, security purpose. Now this actually I'm giving it as homework. Okay, you can take down the second homework. Mention few examples for wireless sensor network. Examples for wireless sensor network. So I'm giving this as an homework because it is all like if you Google it, you will be getting it. N number of examples are there. So when you Google, actually, you will be getting the more idea than me telling one or two examples here. Okay, so when you take examples of wireless sensor network, home automation is the first one which comes into mind. Okay, so that time one person can tell okay automation of lights, second one can tell automation of like a TV, anything, no problem, but okay has to come with a clear, anybody I can ask, okay you have to come and tell actually how that sensor network is applied, okay how it helps, how it makes our life easier. Okay, now next topic is a machine to machine system. Okay, now machine to machine system is also like IoT. Okay, like IoT. The only thing there is a like a very thin margin between IoT and machine to machine system. What I can tell you is one thing. What you can remember is IoT needs this in cloud. Okay, internet connection and cloud. Whereas M2M, yeah, internet connection may be required sometimes, but cloud may not be required. Okay, because it is one machine to another machine. Wow, okay, how do you connect from one machine to another machine? If you are going for a wired communication, then internet is also not required. Okay, but if you aren't going for a wired connection, if you are opting a wireless, then yes, okay, we'll go for a internet. But yeah, cloud is not required because data is not stored or computed at the cloud. So that one difference we can tell. Rest of the differences are very very minute. Okay, but at some places machine to machine system has its own application. Okay, see as we have seen, okay, as we have understood, whenever we talk about IoT or M2M, okay, each component in that should be smart. So similarly here, a machine what we are going to connect should be a smart device. Okay, it senses the data, okay, or the status of the machine, performs the computation and communication functions. That is, communication is it is sending that particularly computed value to the next machine, whichever it is, it has to get connected. A device communicates via wired or wireless system, I told you. Only when I'm talking about wireless, okay, I may have to think about internet. If I'm going for wired, only I have to design the protocol. Which wire am I going for, Ethernet or fiber optic? Which wire I should see? Depending on that, I should go for the select the protocol. That's it. Okay. Actually, here down protocols example protocols also mentioned here. Okay, since non-IP based protocols are used within the M2M area network, the M2M nodes within one network can communicate with nodes in the I'll tell you what is it, between the remote M2M gateways. Okay, the diagram is not there. Okay, I think the diagram is not there. What it means, as I said, machine to machine does not include too many machines. Okay, minimum two or maximum machine to machine. Maximum can be very little number. Okay, single digit number you can think of machine to machine communication. In that case, since they are independent, that is autonomous. Okay, we can connect two such machine to machine like networks. Okay, one network consisting of two devices, another network consisting of three four devices. Okay, they are working independently, they can get connected using the external network, they can get connected to each other. That is possible. Okay, but everything like in this in the network one, whatever happens, okay, that will not get transmitted to the network two device. Okay, only through the external communication, whatever is computed and required only can be is not can be only is sent. So I cannot club that and make as one network. Those two are two separate M2M networks. Got it? So because it is, I can do like that. It is a, see, in network one, I am using a wired communication. So I am using Ethernet connection. Okay, got it? So I am using a different protocol for it. In a network two, I am using fiber optic. So different protocol I am using for it. So their communication is possible, but from one network one machine is getting connected to one machine in the network 2. I hope you are imagining that. Okay, network 2, that time the connection may not be either ethernet nor fiber optic, it can be wireless. For that, separate protocol is there. That's why I said any machine of the network 1 is not possible to connect to or communicate to any machine in the network too, because the protocol varies. Protocol is adjusted only for the external communication from one device to the other device, that's it. Okay. Ah, to do that, gateways, as I said, that particular machine is called as the gateway. See here, this is the pictorial representation of the this thing, machine to machine. See here, very few. Okay, one is from here it is getting connected to the server. This is actually one network, machine to machine. Okay, this is actually again one, this is actually uh, I can call it as a router. This can perform many applications at a time. But see here, this is another one, this is another one, like that. Okay, now what are the differences between, okay, machine to machine versus IoT? As I said, technology is closely relates to IoT, which uses smart device to collect data that is transmitted via the internet. Okay. A close difference lies in M2M users for device to device communication, also for coordinated monitoring and control purposes. Okay. Here actually device to device communication. Typically have homogeneous machine types, okay, within M2M area network. Homogeneous machine types in the sense, okay, both uses similar kind of communication protocol, both functions, okay, almost similar, that it means like that. That is why I said here actually many number of nodes we cannot take in. Okay, hardware versus software. While the emphasis of M2M is more on hardware, okay, with embedded modules, the emphasis of IoT is more on software. Okay. About data collection and analysis, M2M data is collected in point solutions and often on-premises storage infrastructure. In that machine itself, it is connected. In contrast to M2M, the data in the IoT is collected in the cloud. This I have explained it. This is actually in a table we have put the differences between M2M, machine to machine, and IoT. Okay, so these are these you can go through, and according to me, this you have to uh, go thoroughly because this is an important question. Okay. M2M application areas. Okay, now see, connected cars for safety and information alert. Okay, remote monitoring, ATMs, okay, point of sales, terminal connected for centralized security, okay, coordinated movement of tools, robots, drones. Here, if you see, it is only two, control unit and the node, that's it. Okay, refinery operations, sequential control at each stage during manufacturing. Okay, that again there also, you need not send those data, control data, to the main section. Okay, if only control is beyond your limit, then alarm has to be sent to the main unit. Otherwise, if it is within the control level, it has to be regulated there itself. So one sensor and one machine at that premise is sufficient. Okay, tracking of failures along the railway track. Okay, do you think here in this example it has the, if the railway track is like broken, or it is like any obstacle is there, it has to be sent like worldwide? No, right? has to be sent to the nearest control unit, nearest railway station. It has to inform so that they come and clear it. So again, you can go for M2M application. This is the M2M architecture. Okay, broadly they have categorized it as a what is that? Device domain, network domain, and application domain. Okay, yeah, M2M three you have to three layers. Okay, you have to levels. You have to remember. One is the device domain. Okay, here actually connectivity, okay, communication and processing units. Okay, edge computing if it is required. Edge computing is done only where it is required. Okay, that is data is either compressed or computed. Data is computed based on the requirement. Then in the network domain, we have device to device network management, data analysis, abstraction, accumulation. All these comes in the network domain. Then comes application domain. Okay, so this is controlling, reporting, okay, integrating the data, all this. So these are broadly this thing, broadly categorized. Okay, layer 2, this is what I said. Layer 3, this is. Okay, so here I'll finish my this thing. Application domain. Okay, fine. So today we have learned about IoT. Initially we started from levels of IoT. Okay, in that level actually we had 7 levels. Okay, initially it was sensor, then control unit, then comes network, that is communication. Okay, then comes data acquisition, visualization. Okay, data analytics. So like this, different layers we have studied. Okay, that is each. Then okay, one thing what I want to note here is all those examples, it is you better to write. Otherwise in the exam when they ask for, can't say because this is a theory subject, when they ask for 10 marks, you one diagram you can do stating that layers. Okay, after that you don't have anything much to write in that. So if for example if you write all those okay, software tools used, protocols used, then actually it will fetch mark. Here we should see for 10 marks what to write. So for that point of view, the example becomes important. So go through those examples. Then we have studied about what was it, IoT um, components, IoT components. So in that we have studied about sensors, two type of sensors, control units. Okay, the components within the control unit, all those things we have studied. Then we studied about wireless sensor network. Okay, so first we studied about what is wireless sensor node. Okay, then how that node is put in the network. So there also I have given an example, one homework. Initially also I for IoT also I've given, okay, IoT uh, platform I have asked you to uh, browse and come. And here this one, wireless sensor network applications. Okay, different applications, these are not difficult. Okay, like if you are thinking of writing two applications to both these things, okay, don't restrict yourself to go through two only, go through many applications. But you can write two and you can tell me if I'll be asking only two. But it doesn't mean that you have to restrict yourself to only two. Go through it anyway, you have time. So you will get to know many things in that. Okay, so wireless sensor networks nodes we have studied. After that we studied about machine to machine networking. Okay, at places everywhere IoT is not required. But again I'll tell you, machine to machine is not completely away from IoT. That also looks like IoT only. Only thing is that cloud is not used. According to me, what I have understood is only that much. Rest of the thing, depending on the application, M2M as well as IoT can merge. Okay, but in M2M, okay, it is direct from one machine to another machine. Only two machines will do the business. Okay, it doesn't go to the cloud, it doesn't save, it doesn't store, data doesn't store over there. Okay, data may get stored in the another device, or it may get stored in the same device. That is possible. So that is the only difference which I found from M2M to uh, this thing. What is that, IoT? Then we studied about the levels in the M2M this thing network. So there were three levels that we studied. Okay, then some examples we have seen. So for today, there we completed that. Now actually I'll keep it open. Anybody can unmute and ask me if any doubt is there. Anybody? Am I audible? Shibani, unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Did you understand today's?
Yes, ma'am.
You have understood, right? No, no doubt in that.
No,
No doubt. Do you have any doubt?
no, ma'am.
No. Okay. Now who
This
else?
assignment should be written in the book or A4 sheet.
Assignment. Don't consider this as a assignment only. This is homework.
Okay, okay.
But what you can do is, yeah, good question. You maintain 100 pages book. Okay, please not 200 pages, because every year I get 200 pages. Only 2 assignment written in that submitted. Then everything is waste. So just maintain 100 pages book. Whenever I give homework, you continue writing in that only. Okay.
Okay,
Continue
okay.
writing in that only. Maybe when I give assignment, I may ask you to write in A4 sheet so that you can submit it to me. That we'll see
Okay,
later.
ma'am. Okay,
Assignment part
okay.
we'll see later, or else I can't say. If it is like if month of October, if I'm if your people are coming, then I think assignment directly we can give. Otherwise, if it is again online assignment, something like that, I may have to check your book also. So maintain a proper book. 100 pages sufficient. 100 pages
Okay,
more than
ma'am.
sufficient. Okay, maintain the book. In that you have to write. Okay.
Okay, thank
Now,
you.
okay, okay. Who else is there? Lishma. Lishma is there. Unmute. Lishma. You didn't. Okay, okay. Did you understand the topic what I have done today? Why she has muted? Lishma, huh? Like I am not able to hear you. Was it clear today's topic? No. Okay, okay. Fine, fine. Who
Hello,
who
ma'am.
is the, who is this Sagar? Okay, Sagar, yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, I had a question, ma'am.
Ask, yeah.
Ma'am, what is the difference between a server and cloud?
What is the difference between?
Server and cloud.
Uh, See, cloud is actually it is general, right? Cloud is general, as far as I know. Server actually we can now for M2M also I can have server. M2M network also I can have server. That can be localized. Server can be localized, but cloud is not localized. Cloud actually we are sending it through the internet. We are dumping the data at one, that is called as cloud. Okay, at one place where actually we can retrieve the data back again. Okay, retrieve the data back again. Okay, so computation also we can do it at the cloud, but whereas at the server it is localized. Okay, for that particular for LAN. Okay, that connection, that protocol, whatever is being used for that LAN, we use the server. Okay, this is what my idea at present is. In the next class, or I may, like I can mail you if I get to know more these things. I'll go through it again and I'll tell you. This is the idea what I have. Okay, any small network also. Now, for example, the smallest network is a M2, like a M2M network with the two devices, two machines. That also will have a server. But whereas the cloud is not like that.
Okay.
Okay.
I had one more question.
Yeah, yeah.
If I have a robot which is performing like more than 5 6 functions, maybe
Okay.
5 to 6 services, so
Okay.
all the processing will be done within the robot, a CPU within the robot itself. So no data is going outside. But
Okay.
in future, if I want to add one more application for which the CPU in the robot is not sufficient or it may go slow, so if I outsource that one task with another PC outside, so while a robot is performing all those 5 6 services, one part of
Yeah.
the function will be outsourced to some other computer, and that computer will be processing and just sending the results back. Will this be
Okay.
considered as IoT?
Yeah, IoT, not MTM.
Okay, because the other process, other CPU is just doing the processing, one processing, so it is still considered as IoT, right, ma'am?
Yeah, IoT. Now, from those, my understanding goes that way only, because the other things are there. No, now sensors are there, right? The five, which is performing 5 6 operations. You said no. Actually, that sensor is sensing there and giving it to the control unit there itself, right? Within the robot, it is giving there only, performing or computing there itself. Okay, so everything that is M2M. That particular thing is M2M. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So, are you getting my point, Sagar?
Yes,
Suppose
yes, ma'am. Yeah.
it is it is measuring the one temperature also. Okay, so you would have put one temperature sensor over there. It senses the temperature and it gives to the control unit which is within the robot. So it becomes M2M. One type of network like protocol I can use for that. But the seventh application what you're talking, okay, you are using a different network protocol, because you are sending it to the different machine, right? You said PC. So different network
Yes, ma'am.
different network protocol I must adopt. So according to me, that part goes for IoT. The first five were M2M.
Okay, ma'am.
Is that okay? Fine, fine.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. Any other doubts? Who is there? Monisha? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Monisha is from A section, right? Not from B.
Yeah,
A
ma'am. A
section.
section.
Okay. Did you, was this topic clear to you?
Yes, ma'am. It was clear. Ma'am, it is good if you share the slides with
Yeah,
us
I have shared.
because we could not copy down
I have
everything.
shared. The last class I have shared.
Like the recorded whatever you have done.
Yeah, I have shared. I think I have shared. Am I not? I think I shared. If I'm not mistaken, I have shared. Yeah, shared. Sudeep said, yeah, I have shared it.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Okay, if you want to, like, if you want to go through once again, you can go through any particular part. Okay, then it is better you make the notes and keep now only. I'm telling you. Okay, like whatever the thing is there, topic whatever I have done, PPT is there from that, because going through the PPT at the last minute is not possible. So okay, it can come levels of IoT. That can be a question. Okay, write a note on sensor, wireless sensor network. That can be a question. So for that particular questions, you have to prepare a notes and keep, because if in the October, if it reopens, can't say. In the January, you may have to write the paper. And once you are in, I don't know, now only they might have given you the project, but once you are in, okay, your project you will be more worried about. So this will come only 3 4 days before the exam. So now also, like, you can go through the recorded video again. Okay, whatever video I'll be posting it, not only mine or everybody's, you can go through that and you can make notes and keep it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, fine. Any other doubt? No, right? Okay. Fine then. I'll end the class. Okay. Have a good day.